Hello. This is my video for the Chapter 5 assignment of Becoming a Learner. I've decided to do the 1 to 2 minute video on the minimum of 3 ideas and components for my learning philosophy. So, this is kind of exciting because I feel like this is something I do, or at least I think most of us think about like how we learn. I know in grade school we talked about like types of learners, I guess, and so your philosophy I feel like kind of entangles that a little bit. But I feel like this goes a little bit more in depth, and I really like all the bullet points he puts on chapter 49 and 50. That's what I'm gonna use to base it off of. So when I thought of my learning philosophy, the first thing that came to mind, my first point was exposure. Um, I think one of my philosophies is I like trying a lot of new things, and I know a lot of people say one of the points of college is to experience different things. Um, and I think for me, exposing myself to as much as possible, even if I don't fully grasp or understand the concept the first time I look into it, just knowing it exists and the basis, or yeah, the basis of such gives me an idea of that concept. So when someone else talks about it, or if I end up pursuing that, I feel like I have a grounds for that. Um, what learning abilities do I want along with exposure? I want to be able to be told a concept, and even if I don't understand it fully, get the grounds or like the basis or idea behind it. Um, my second one is utilizing my resources. Um, that one goes into more. That one's really broad, so I like to put it in a very specific manner of communicating and working with your classmates and your professors. That second one is really important, and I feel like it's one that's missed a lot for students. I feel like we're really good at working with each other. We're both in the same environments and having similar interests, and you know, that's a lot of our friends that we're going to college with. With professors, a lot of it of professor student relationships are very um, I don't want to say professional because well they are, but that's where the extent ends. Where it's just you go to school, you do your assignments, you maybe send them an email once a year or something like that, and then that's the end of it. But I think, especially since those professors a lot of the times are in the or have been in the place where you want to be in the future, being able to develop personal relationships to an extent with your professors outside of just going to class is very important. And I think the best way to do that is obviously just work with them one on one. They have office hours, all of them, or emails to contact, or different ways to contact them outside of school. So do so. There's like, it's not going to be a waste of time. It takes a minimum of 10 minutes or so, and just get to know your professors or ask them questions outside of your classwork. And my third one, the bullet point on how I will evaluate my success with grades. Um, as an art student, and I've come to have this slip a little bit. I used to have a 4.0 in high school, but as I gone through college and are in these classes with more, um, especially my music classes with more project-based things that I can do, I have a lot more creative freedom with what I can do. I end up worrying less about what I get a grade on. Obviously, I want to do good and get the concepts that they're trying to teach, but the success and fulfillment I get from those projects and like self-reflection on what I learned from that is so much bigger than my grade. I feel like there's a lot of things I proudly did in classes like music theory, a chain of classes I took for 2 years. I had a B minus grade average, which is not great. I mean, those are hard classes, but like compared to other classes I have where I don't do project based stuff and I just do the assignment or whatever and I get an A in that class, I get 100% because I'm really good at, you know, doing instructions. I do a lot better grade wise, but I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel like I really learned something important or meaningful to me. So I evaluate my work in college based on my self impact on that experience rather than my GPA. Um, But that's really my learning philosophy. Just do what you want as much as you can. Don't worry about so much what you're getting grade on, as long as you're doing okay and learning the concepts, or at least the initial grounds of such, and work with your professors. They're people too. So um, that's my learning philosophy, and I feel like a lot of those are highlighted through Sanders' work. And I agree that becoming a learner is the top thing when you're going to college. Like I said, not so much understanding exactly what you're looking for, but learning how to learn, basically. So, hope that helps. I think it was a little bit longer than 2 minutes, but that's my philosophy.